Yvette Cooper, this is in the Times, accused, hope I can see that, yes, I can see the rest of it, accused of blocking investigations into, quote, police rapists, unquote. Alleged victims of child rape saying they are being denied justice without an independent investigation. Yvette Cooper, whom has resisted calls to set up a National Crime Agency investigation into police officers and other officials since January, this week, 5 women who were exploited by grooming gangs of children, as children, claimed they were also sexually abused by Rotherham officers, police officers in Rotherham at the time. I mentioned that one of them was alleged to have been abused inside a marked car. So in a police car where you think these things are meant to be symbols of safety, symbols of law and order, and they're being used to do some of the most evil, heinous things we've ever seen. This is where the true difference between God and the devil lies, right? The devil will take some of the greatest goods and turn them to evil. You only got to see that in the things like abortion and stuff like that, right? One of the greatest goods, a new human life has been created, right? And what you would hope would be a loving union between a man and a woman inside of a marriage and all of this stuff, right? And that child's going to grow up to have a nice, long, prosperous life of their own. That's what you hope. Obviously, it doesn't always pan out that way. But the devil will take that. The devil will take that creation of newborn life and then incentivize us to destroy it and bring us together in this disgusting, unholy union where all of hell rejoices. Whereas God can take any evil and turn it to good. This is truly what we're seeing here about how, the devil is in everything. When you look at everything now, you can't help but see the devil in everything, right? 2 of them said that they were raped in the back of police cars, and they said they would be handed back to the gang if they didn't comply. The Home Secretary has resisted calls to set up an NCA investigation into police officers and other officials since January. That comes from Nick Timothy, former number 10 Chief of Staff. South Yorkshire Police is investigating, but critics said they were shocked the force had been trusted to investigate its own staff, citing cover-up after cover-up. And we've seen that time and time again with how they tried to cover up for the gangs and stuff like that themselves, how they tried to obfuscate things at every turn. So don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if they mark their own homework and find themselves that they got 100%. It's by the fact that, they could have gotten 0, and they very likely have gotten 0. And I'm not saying that the entire police force is corrupt and stuff like that, but you can't entrust them with this capability. You can't entrust them with this. You can't entrust them with this. You need something that is truly independent and not accountable to the police, right? So it makes you wonder, why is Yvette Cooper refusing to do this? She want to deny victims of child rape justice, potentially, if police officers? And you've got to think, ladies and gentlemen, this is something I've got to think, that why would this be happening with police officers, right? Obviously, there's evil no matter what, ethnicity, nationality, you are, right? But with the greater push for DEI and stuff like that, with the greater push to push people who are not of this country, not of our blood, into these positions, right, with whatever religious philosophy they may be holding that may actually endorse the kind of things that you're seeing here, what role does DEI and the hiring practices within the police have to play for this, I wonder? All right. I think they're very deeply entrenched. I think this is the fruits of DEI. The fruits of DEI. Now, I could be wrong, but the policy should not be set up in this way. I'm not accusing anybody. And drawing any conclusions based on this. But obviously, we don't know who these police officers are that have been accused. But when you have people, you're trying to bring them in, they're bringing hostile ideologies. A lot of us, they have no respect for who we are as a people. A lot of the time, they believe they're supremacist in many ways. They're bringing hostile ideologies that further bolster their supremacy, and in the name of their God, allow them to do all of these heinous things, and then you try to put them into positions of policing the local populace? Forgive me for potentially indicating a conclusion that could be drawn there. I hope I'm wrong, but we shall see. Why does Yvette Cooper not want to set this up? Does she know what we might find? Does she know what she'll find already? Suppose we'll see. Lawyers for the victims said they were being re-traumatized by the process or simply refused to report to the force that treated them so badly. One of the victims, known as Amy, said requests to hand over the investigation to another independent police force have been repeatedly rejected. 3 arrests have been made, but no charges brought. The first allegation of child rape against an officer dates back 10 years. Time understands another victim has made allegations of sexual abuse against a Greater Manchester police officer. The lawyers said their clients have named a further 4 South Yorkshire police officers as alleged perpetrators. I hope we see justice, but with the current secretary that we have, I don't see it. Either way, will be another nail in the coffin of the idea of the white liberal female politician. Not necessarily white, but liberal female politician, absolutely.